Hey, Wichita. Welcome back to episode 3 of Coffee Break the Podcast. I'm here with my co-host today, Paul Cruz.
That's right. Hi, everyone. I'm Officer Paul Cruz here with Chad Ditch. Finally got the opportunity to come in and be part of the show. I was under the weather. Thanks to Ditch.
Yeah, it was my fault. I wasn't wearing my mask.
But we're here excited to talk about our special guests, which is going to be an interesting story, given that it's Deputy Chief Jose Salcido.
Yeah, good dude.
And he's been on with the police department for a long time. He's held multiple positions within the police department, so it's got a unique story. Very humble guy. If you've ever gotten to meet or talk to Deputy Chief Jose Salcido, very humble, nice guy, and it's going to be awesome to talk about his experience, history, and everything else that we have lined up for you. So it's going to be a great show. Yeah,
man. You got some big shoes to fill.
I do. Trevor's not here.
Here.
So shout out to Trevor. He's under the weather, thanks to Ditch.
Yeah, and way to bring it up again.
Yep, pretty much. Just got to make sure we get it out there.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Trevor for not being able to make it at this episode.
Yeah.
So I know he's probably going to be watching. So
he will.
Yeah.
He will. And then, man, coffee break. So we always have our cup of coffee with us. You just got a plain black mug, or you got something?
I got to keep it slick.
You got to keep it slick,
nice, and clean.
Yeah, I call that basic.
It's all right.
It's just basic.
No, it's called
Minimalist. Okay. I got my Different Strokes mug finally came in.
You're all over the place with these mugs. What's going on with that? Every episode, it just goes from one extreme to the other.
No, man. No, I like to. First off, Different Strokes, one of the greatest 1970s sitcoms of all time. Have you seen the show?
It is. You're right. I'll give you that.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yep. I give you that. Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good show.
Sanford and Sons?
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, man. Do you watch TV?
I do watch TV.
Okay.
But I'm always busy.
That is true. He was so busy he couldn't even take off the blazer.
You know what? I like this blazer.
You do look sharp.
You've been hating on this blazer.
I have been. I think it's because I'm just jealous, man. You look sharp, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So how was your Easter? Was just over the weekend. How was your Easter?
I was sick, Ditch. Remember?
And he's saying my last name now. He's saying Ditch, just so y'all know.
No, honestly, it was great. I had a lot of fun with my kids.
Yeah.
I have two daughters, 8 and 5-year-old.
Oh, okay.
And so, like always, we hide the eggs, and then they got to go find it. Funny thing is, my youngest, my 5-year-old, she hit it so well that we went about our day, went to other activities, had dinner, and then we went to go get my wife went to go get the mail, and then found the 2 eggs that nobody accounted for. So they were just there. She was hilarious, which was kind of a funny thing.
Yeah.
And so my 5-year-old's like, "See, Dad, I told you I was better at hiding eggs than you."
Right. Do you guys do the cascalones? The ones that you crack and the confetti comes out?
Oh,
that's what they're called, right?
Yeah. No, we didn't this year.
Yeah.
Come to think about it, I wish I would have done it this year. We need to do it again. I'm gonna note that for next year.
Yeah, note it down. Mm-hmm. My kids are 15 and 13.
Oh, so they're older.
They are older, but they still want to be.
Do they even hang out with you?
Yeah, they do, man. They do from time to time. They watch the podcast, so that's pretty cool. But we do the glow in the dark ones.
Oh,
those are pretty dope.
Yeah, that is.
And so we hit them. We live in an apartment downtown right now because we're building a house, and we hit them all over this little apartment. But it was cool because you get the view from downtown coming in through the windows and stuff like that, and then the glow in the dark. It's pretty dope, man.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was a fun experience.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, why not just? I think Deputy Chief Salcido is here.
Deputy Chief Salcido is here. So let's go get a quick coffee break, and then we'll be right back with the interview.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. We are here with Deputy Chief Jose Salcido. How you doing today, sir?
Excellent.
I'm glad. I know you're a busy guy, so appreciate you joining us on the podcast.
No problem. Always have time for y'all.
See? That's what I like.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
You have a good weekend?
Phenomenal.
Get some good food?
You bet.
Yeah?
Yep.
What kind of food?
Tacos.
What's your favorite taco?
Al Pastor.
It's got to be. It's the only one. It's the Al Pastor is the flavor. Can't beat the flavor.
You can't.
No.
And then you got to have it with pineapple, right?
Correct.
Yep.
The works.
It is. Yeah. So are you guys cilantro and onion and everything?
Yeah,
I have to.
The works.
Yeah. All the way.
Lime.
And I got to have a little lime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you bet.
Yeah. See, my wife is lettuce and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, she's more Americanized. and I'm the one cilantro, onions, the whole nine.
You gotta put
so it is.
Put the salsa. You gotta put the grilled onions. All of it.
The one thing I don't do is a radish.
I like the roasted serrano peppers too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are.
Usually if I sit down for some tacos, about 5 or 6 of those.
Well, you got to be respectful. You don't want to disrespect the taco.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I was telling them last week that tacos are biblical in my opinion.
Oh, you bet.
You know,
you bet.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, like I said, I know you're a busy guy, so we had some questions. For you.
Far away.
All right. So the first one, this is a podcast where we're kind of more relaxed. We want to be more family oriented and everything. So tell us who Jose Salcido is.
Well, Jose Salcido is almost a 27-year veteran of the department. But before that, I'm a father, a husband.
Yeah.
And now in my later years, I've started to attend church more regularly.
Yeah.
To the to the happenings of the wife, She kept trying to drag me in there. Now, that's me. I'm very passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
Love policing. Here later in life, though, all the effort I put into the military and schools, they rounded me out. You know what I mean? I'm a little more patient now.
Yeah.
I like to talk and hash things out. A lot less emotional. More of a I let little things slide that in my younger years probably would have not.
Right.
Yeah.
We become more logical.
Oh, you bet.
When we get older,
More of a thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the military, what branch?
I was in the Air Force, Air National Guard.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was in the Air Force as well.
Nice.
In one of our episodes, I said that, and I even had to pause because a lot of haters come when you say that you're in the Air Force.
Yeah. No, I was not a U.S. citizen at the time I joined, so my limit. I was limited to 2 things after my ASVAB, pretty high in that, but I could only be a cook or a medic, so I chose to be a medic because medicine is also one of my passions. I really like it's to solve a problem, and really whether there's a police problem or a medical problem, you should have the same approach on those things.
And I think that's a great tool to have, especially as a police officer, especially as a one that's on a patrol officer when you were coming up, and having that training as well is pretty amazing.
They kind of complement each other.
They do,
yeah. Yes.
Well, I think you're the epitome of the American dream, and it's interesting if you want to talk about that and how you've come from where you were born, grew up all the way to now being the first Hispanic Latino deputy chief on the police department in the history. I was actually born in Mexico. Moved here when I was 9. Obviously, I only knew a couple English words moving here, but I quickly realized that that this was a great welcoming city. Mm-hmm. It's a phenomenal open city. It provides a lot of opportunities, and 6 months in, I figured out the key. First, dominate the language. You know what I mean? Probably just as good, if not better, than a native speaker. Even at that age, at about 10, I knew, the key. And 2 was hard work. I always strived not to be the smartest guy in the room, probably the hardest worker, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was my target.
Mm-hmm.
And, were there hard times along the way? Yes. But, I've definitely have given a lot to this community, but I've also gotten a lot from this community. And so it was great. It was great to it's always been great to be in public service, whether in the military or law enforcement. At the end of the day, we are. I've always said, the Wichita Police Department is not an entity outside of the city. We are the Wichita, meaning we belong to the citizens of Wichita. So it's always good, here at the dawn of my career here. I'm very satisfied, and I still feel like that. I've probably not given as much to this community as I've gotten, but every time we go out and solve a crime problem or make somebody's life better, that's a payday right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I'm a firm believer on hard work will beat talent when talent fails to work hard. You bet. And being that you did dual, being in the military and in law enforcement. Can you talk to us about how that was, if that was challenging, going and doing drill or deploying as well as being a police officer?
Yeah, when you look around at your peers that are not in the military, it's always hard because that week in a month or that time that you get activated, you got to be away from your family, and your peers are back home. You know what I mean? It is hard. Sometimes maybe 10 years in, I was like, is this worth it? But to me, it was always worth it because I had a very good group of friends in the Guard, in the medical squadron, but I also had a great group of friends here. So a lot of times, you do this for the camaraderie, to hang out with people and to do things. And so it was always great, to be with friends, and it made it easier. But it's difficult because really, a lot of times the price is not really paid by you, but your family. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Because you don't make the school meeting. You don't make the sporting event. I mean, you could be doing a lot more with your kids. Than you should. My only regret probably is, for this career, is it's not having been there for more of my kids' events. You know what I mean? Or life experiences.
Right.
Yeah.
I think as somebody we all serve our community and everything, but in the military, when you're wearing that uniform, a lot of people will always come up and shake your hand and say thank you for your service every time you're wearing it. But I agree with you. I think it's our spouses who really, truly deserve that thanks, is because they're the ones I feel like are truly sacrificing, having to deal with everything back home, the kids, the bills.
Correct.
Hold the fort down.
Yeah, holding the fort down. I think that's very important. And Paul brought it up. You're the first Latino as a deputy chief in this department. Being that 9-year-old kid that came here from Mexico, just learning the language and everything. How did that make you feel when you got those colonel bars?
It was very interesting. But there was a group of community members that had a little function for me at the Evergreen Rec Center.
Yeah.
So to me, having a group of 200 people come together to celebrate my promotion, it was almost like it was a victory for them. You know what I mean? One of ours made it. You know what I mean? People from the neighborhood.
Right.
So it was great. It felt good to kind of not just get the recognition here within the organization, but out in the community for people to come out and say, we made it. And it seemed like to be their thing too. Yeah. And so that was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. For them to come out. We had a couple restaurants donate the food to the crowd and stuff. And they brought a band and they played, and it was a good celebration. Yeah. My mother attended. She died last year. But it was kind of cool, to have that moment and have those pictures. Yeah. Because it was also her victory. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. This guy made it.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it was good. And the other is it was to kind of offer hope to the Latino officers in the department, and also the officers of color, that it's not just, it's for you too. You know what I mean? Yes.
No, definitely. Myself, I am only a little bit Hispanic. I never grew up, knowing the challenges it is to be of a different color, a different ethnicity. So I can only imagine what you, Chief Paul, other officers of color have gone through to get up into the ranks. So I'm sure that was a very humbling and amazing experience. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of my mentors on the department, they were white. And it was kind of interesting to ride in a car with them, because I get an appreciation for Garth Brooks. Yeah, right. So it just opens your eye. It opens your mind to different things. Yeah. And it is phenomenal to do that. You bet.
And it also speaks to the diversity and that really is within the police department. So for those that are considering career in law enforcement, especially with the Wichita Police Department, we are taking applications. Want to make a little plug right there. Right. And but at the same time, it's been a great experience. And Wichita really has moved towards really diversifying the police department and looking at ways to making it better and improving our relationship always with the Latino community.
Correct.
Paul was telling me about a story before we came down here that he was actually you were his first ride-along that he had before he came.
That's right. I was telling Ditch, I was like, I don't know if you remember, but back when I was a reporter, for those of you that might not know, I used to be a reporter. for the local Hispanic TV station. And then we did a ride-along in Spanish with Deputy Chief Salcido. And it was interesting because the first ride-along ended up being a high-risk stop, and some arrests were made. But we did several ride-alongs and got to get an inside look back then, many years ago.
That's how Paul cut the bug.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I remember so distinctly that the car stop he was referring to happened off of Market Naley. I stopped a guy and had a gun, took a gun off of him. I think he was a gang member.
Yeah, he had just shot at another vehicle.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have always enjoyed it. The thing about being deputy chief though you miss
those
getting
times.
out there and doing the car stops, talking to people. Mostly like talking to people. You know what I mean? Back then they didn't issue tasers.
Yeah,
they didn't, and so you had to de-escalate by nature. You know what I mean? I hardly ever had to use force.
Yeah,
and that's because I could talk to people.
Yeah.
So it was great. So I miss those days. You know what I mean? But even as like the captain at Patrol South when I was down there, man, they'd be calling me at like 3 a.m. to say, "Hey, we solved this crime." I remember there was a burglary to a city facility. They took maybe a couple $100,000 in tools, trucks, and all kinds of things. And I told my team, the team that was after the property crimes, I said, "Hey, if you recover any of that city property as an incentive, my wife is going to make you guys brisket tacos."
There you go.
So about a week later, I get a call at 3 a.m, and it's an officer calling me at 3 a.m. saying, "Hey, your wife's going to pay up. We're over here with some of this stuff." So I kind of, you at this level, you kind of miss that.
Yeah.
But it was great. It's always been a great ride.
Yeah.
Every day is a new beginning for me. You know what I mean? And so, the other thing I like to tell the potential applicants and officers is, do not be satisfied with your degree and say, "I'm done with education."
Yeah.
No. You have to kind of keep that going.
Yeah.
Make education a lifelong journey. You know, if there's something you always wondered about, go after that and learn that and come after that. I find myself being a very prolific reader. And always not shy to kind of listen to other things. You know what I mean? Like for right now, this might sound weird to you, but my kids got me listening to Kanye West. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's good stuff.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And so I know all about that current drama with Kanye and Kim.
Yeah.
And the other day I said something. I was like, "Did you guys happen to catch it?" And they both looked at me like I was crazy.
Right.
But I say, "You guys started me looking."
Yeah. This is your fault.
Yeah.
Right now they got me watching Atlanta, which is, I don't know if you've seen the show, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I highly recommend that. But they got me on that too. So pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
That is pretty
That's awesome.
cool. Yeah. So I know you're a busy guy, Chief.
Yeah.
So in our last few episodes, we do this game called One Has to Go.
Okay.
We take 4 things.
Yeah.
And we got to pick one of them that got to go forever.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll put it on the screen, and this one is shrimp, steak, ribs, or fried chicken. One's got to go forever.
Well, that's a tough
It is.
choice, man.
I said, you know what? Summertime's coming up. People are going to be outdoor grilling stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I can tell you, I love me a steak.
Yeah.
I love fried chicken. I don't eat as much as I used to.
Right.
I say shrimp would have to go.
Really?
I told you. That's what I said. It has to be.
I love shrimp. There's a restaurant out east that's very spicy. Shrimp. I think that's the Blue Hook. I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I get the extra hot, but I still douse it with Tabasco and Louisiana on top of that. There's a trick there, though. If you ever go up there, order their Cajun fries.
Okay.
And then dip them in the sauce of the shrimp. Man.
Oh, man.
Life-changing.
I'd have to substitute the shrimp with those fries.
Oh. see, for me, and I think a lot of people are going to come for me on this, maybe you guys too, I'm getting rid of ribs.
Oh, no.
Could not do that.
No.
Yeah. I just like shrimp too much.
No.
Fried chicken is amazing, and then obviously steak.
You can replace shrimp with ceviche, so
I don't know what that is.
it's fish. You They
You can't replace shrimp with fish. That makes it
hey,
fish.
It's a fish cured with lime juice. So it's
Yeah.
kind of raw, but it isn't because it's kind of
yeah,
cured.
it's a different thing. You got to try it. I'm gonna have
And
to.
it's
bring
very it's used in the Caribbean and in Latin America.
Yeah.
And in the Caribbean coast and also the west coast of Mexico. So it's not just a Mexican dish, but it extends to
Okay.
the rest of America.
Mhm.
Well, ribs for me, they're delicious. Obviously depending on who makes them and stuff. But it's just a type of meat that I just don't really. I guess it's a texture thing. But
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Well, thank you very much, Deputy Chief
thank you.
Jose Salcido, for being here with us. Any last thoughts?
Now, I'm on the line, so if anybody has questions or anything, email me.
okay.
If you think you can add a perspective or you're a potential applicant that wants to join the department, feel free to reach out. We'll carve out 20, 30 minutes out of the schedule to talk to you.
Yeah.
And give you the nuts and bolts and the brass tracks about what it is to do this, you know what I mean? And always willing to listen.
Awesome.
So thank you
Awesome.
guys for your time. It was fun.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I
What-
I
appreciate
was
it.
all
Back on.
nervous walking in here.
Appreciate it, Chief.
All right, we want to thank Deputy Chief Jose Salcido. Great story and great information, and also
Real laid back dude.
Real laid back, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you notice, most of our deputy chiefs, they're pretty humble.
Yeah.
They're really easygoing. If anybody wants to reach out, if you want to reach out to Deputy Chief or any of the chiefs or deputy chiefs, you can email them or us at policeweb
At Wichita.gov.
At wichita.gov. That's
Yep.
the way to do it. That's right.
So we got some other things that we want to talk about. I was actually interviewed by KWCH and Cake News reference this, and we put this on Facebook all the time, right? Where we talk
do.
about gun safety and we always have some little pun where we get some hate, but we get a lot of love. You want to talk to them about the gun safes? And
Yeah,
stuff?
absolutely. So Operation Save a Casing 3 years ago was the purpose of this was to bring awareness to gun safety. Since 2018, and in 2018 we had roughly about 1,300 guns that were being stolen.
Yeah.
Not just from vehicles, but from businesses and homes. And we were noticing that a lot of these firearms were unsecured. So we have, obviously with 2020 coming in, 2021, we noticed that there's been an increase in the number of gun owners and the number of people that are buying guns. All we're asking is real simple. We're asking the public that if you own a gun, to please buy a gun safe, especially for your vehicles. The number of guns that are being stolen has skyrocketed. Operation Save a Casing, the way it works is that it has two missions.
Yeah.
Mission number one is to bring awareness to our community
Yeah.
and our gun owners to please buy gun safe and secure those firearms to make it more difficult for people to take their firearms. Now, people are going to say, well, what if they steal the car, or that the gun safes sometimes aren't 100% proof? I get it, but the mechanism or making it more difficult for people to get their guns from your vehicle is really what we're asking, and also to make it more safe.
Yeah.
So it's going to deter more for suspects that are wanting to take these guns, but unfortunately, people are leaving the guns unsecure, either underneath the seat or in the glove compartment. Sometimes just inside
In
the
plain
vehicle,
view,
in
right?
plain view,
Yeah.
So this is the reason why we did this. We launched this campaign many years ago. Back then, it was due to Deputy Kunze, who was shot and killed with a stolen gun, and also due to one of our officers who was shot and was involved in a shootout in his own home. With a suspect who also had a stolen gun. So this is the reason why we also launched this campaign. It was very near and dear to us, and we knew that we needed to do something about it. So again, that's really the main focus. Now, mission number two is the way NIBIN works, which is a program that we have, or a database that we have access to. And the way it works is that we're asking gun owners to save 2 spent casings the next time they go to the firearms range.
Yeah.
You're going to take those 2 casings, put them in an envelope, a Ziploc bag, put your gun's serial number, make, and model, and you store that separate from where you store your firearms.
Yeah.
That way, if your gun is ever stolen, you can turn in those 2 spent casings with the police report, and then that helps us do 2 things. It helps us get the gun back to the gun owners and potentially put more charges on the suspect. Now, we're going to go after the suspects and the person that is stealing these guns. There's no liability on the gun owners.
Right.
Now, a lot of people are like, it's the government. They're asking me to save 2 casings. Why would
Big Brother's coming after you.
Big Brother's coming.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that. You know why? Because you keep them. We don't want them. We hope
Yeah.
that you are never in this situation, and we hope that you never have to turn them in. And if you don't, you never will.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. So this is the reason why we are pushing for gun safety, and this is why this program, Operation Save a Casing, exists.
Yeah.
Real simple.
And I think too, man, like people always have a conscience no matter what, right? And I think the last thing anybody wants on their conscience is knowing that their firearm that was stolen because it was left unsecured was utilized in a murder or shooting, and that's another thing, like you said, we're trying to prevent is these guns getting into the wrong people's hands. Because unfortunately, it's been our young people lately.
It has been our young people, which is probably going to be a discussion for our next podcast, as far as our youth and what's going on with our youth. But yeah, these kids are. Get access to the high-capacity guns, extended magazines, very high-end weaponry that are being stolen. And unfortunately, it's people that just aren't securing these firearms. So it's real simple. We don't want these guns to end up in the wrong hands, but it is happening, and it's involving our youth. So unfortunately, that's the reality of what we're facing, which is why we're talking about it today.
Yeah. And it happens a lot, like I said. And Trevor actually does a lot of cool stuff on his TikTok with public safety. Have you ever seen some of his videos?
I have. He's actually quite hilarious.
He is. We won't. I mean, he's going to watch it, obviously, but we're not going to tell him that in person. So, but yeah, so Trevor's TikTok, I think, is Officer T Macy. I'm Officer Chad, I think, _PD on TikTok.
Yep. Paul Cruz. Yeah. You can find me on TikTok as well. Yeah. I don't have as many videos as you guys. I'm just getting started. Yeah. So, but we do have the Wichita Police Department TikTok video. Yes. But I think Trevor's kind of taken it to another level. He's a funny guy. So those that might not know Trevor, he's a funny guy. Yeah. I think just in his personality, he's always got jokes. And
he's a big word guy too.
Yes,
like he uses big words to make jokes and like not to make fun of big worded jokes, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yep.
But yeah, so I know this is your first time on this podcast.
It is, yeah.
And it's been amazing. I think we're clicking pretty well.
I think we are. It's been good.
But another thing.
Better vibe than Trevor.
Yeah, definitely, right? But I like to leave people with fun facts about us. All right. So do you have a fun fact that people might not know about Paul Cruz?
Let's see. I actually like drawing.
Really?
Yeah, I like drawing.
You're good at it?
I'm all right. I'm not that bad.
That's when you know you're a good drawer. When you're like, I'm all right.
I'm all right.
And then you come out here and draw some Picasso masterpiece and stuff. So
yeah. What about you?
Let's see, man. Fun fact about me, dude. I love slow jams.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like in the morning, cooking. If you're sitting in the front seat with me and we're going on a road trip, Pandora's slow jams. You're getting it.
Picture
I'm
that.
telling you, man. Every time. Yeah, every time. And I'm talking like 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah. Especially, bro, if you hear some Boys the Men, or you know who Avant is? No. Man, Avant, R&B singer from like the 90s and everything. He sings a song called Separated. Whew. That's amazing. But that's me. I like slow jams. I think some people call it like baby making music.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
That's just what I.
All right,
I like
another fun fact. Let's switch that up.
No, you liked it. What's another fun fact about you?
Let's see. I ride a motorcycle. I like motorcycles.
Really?
And it's interesting because I didn't know. I always knew that my father was a big motorcycle guy. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the story is according to my mom, he was the daredevil of the town.
Yeah.
At one point, I think he was riding so fast, and this is, the street that they lived on was mainly gravel.
Yeah.
So my mom tells me that she made him quit the motorcycle after this accident, but I guess the bike went under him.
Ooh.
And he literally chipped the ground because he was going so fast, and so it kind of was on the DL. My mom didn't really like to bring it up, so the other day recently when I finally got my motorcycle, my mom was all scared. She was worried. She's like, don't be like your father.
Right.
So no, I'm not a crazy driver. I'm a safe driver. But I think being an officer, you're always your self-awareness is, it's always there. So riding is kind of actually relaxing for me. So
there it goes. It's like therapeutic.
It is. So love riding. So yeah, that's another fun fact.
There you go.
What about
man.
you, Chad?
Oh man, let's see. So another fun fact about
You got
me.
a new tattoo.
I did get a new tattoo, man. I love tattoos, right? I just they're one therapeutic for me, but it's just another way for me to express myself. So
Right.
I got this gorilla tattoo. It's not done yet, but see, that's part of his face. But I like powerful animal kind of things, right? Like gorillas, lions, things of that sort.
Okay.
Like prideful things. Big family guy, man. Like I think like most of us are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess that's one fun fact. Tattoos. That's my thing, obviously. So
There you go.
But yeah.
Well,
So-
a little bit of fun facts for you, Chad and myself.
Yeah.
Just trying to get you guys to know us, who we are.
Yeah.
But and that's the reason why we're thinking, having this podcast so you get to know us, what we're about.
Yeah.
And outside of just the police officer,
Yes.
that serious guy that's
Yeah.
always,
Sometimes it's good to like let it down, right?
Yeah,
Just be relaxed.
absolutely. Just be human.
Because before we put the uniform on, right? We're a person. You're a man. I'm a man.
That's right.
That's just how we are. So,
Yep.
please, guys, if you have questions or anything you want to ask us, hit us up. policeweb@wichita.gov. Are you officers that are out there watching? Because I know a lot of them email me, text me.
They watch a lot.
They watch a
that's
lot.
probably most of your viewers.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know, right? They're messaging me saying like they like it. They like how it's like relaxed and family oriented. So,
Yeah.
thanks again, man, for
No,
coming out here. I'm glad
absolutely.
we're able to hang out.
That's right. And thank you all for tuning in. Remember, comment, share, and then like the video. We really want to be able to get this podcast going. So please, we need your support. We need your help in sharing the video, and then also talking about it, sharing it with amongst friends and family so we can get more viewership. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yep. Y'all have a good day.